What would you do if the man sitting across from you, calmly sipping coffee, once wore a white hood and robe and believed you didn't even deserve to exist? Most people would run, some would scream, others might fight, but one man extended his hand. This is the story of Daryl Davis, an accomplished black musician who didn't try to defeat the Ku Klux Klan with fists or protests. He did it with music, conversation, and an unshakable belief in the power of human connection. And what happened next stunned the world. Daryl Davis was born in 1958 in a world that wasn't ready for him. His father, a State Department worker, traveled the globe with his family. As a boy, Daryl lived in countries where his skin color wasn't a barrier. He played with children of every race and religion, shared meals with diplomats and villagers alike, and never once was made to feel less than human. But everything changed when he returned to America. He was 10 years old, walking in a Cub Scouts parade in Belmont, Massachusetts. He was the only black child in the troop. As he marched proudly, small flags in hand, something unexpected happened. People started throwing rocks. Confused, he turned to see who they were aiming at, only to realize it was him, just him, young Daryl. "Why are they doing this?" he asked his scout leader. The man's face fell. He whispered, "Because you're black." In that moment, the world split open. That day planted a question in Daryl's heart that would follow him for the rest of his life. How can you hate me when you don't even know me? Daryl poured his confusion into music. He studied jazz, blues, boogie-woogie, his fingers becoming storytellers of their own. He played with legends like Chuck Berry and B.B. King, building a reputation as one of the best pianists in the country. But the question still lingered. Years passed. He played shows in bars, clubs, and county fairs across America. One night in the 1980s, he was performing at a country bar in Frederick, Maryland, an all-white venue. After the show, a white man approached him. "Man," slurring, shocked, "you play like Jerry Lee Lewis." Daryl, smiling, "Well, Jerry Lee got it from black musicians like me." The man paused. Then he laughed. "No way, I ain't never seen a black man play like that." They talked. The man bought Daryl a drink. They shared stories and jokes, and then, casually, "Man, you're the first black man I've ever had a drink with." Daryl blinked. "Daryl, why's that?" "Man, I'm a member of the Ku Klux Klan." Time stopped. Daryl didn't walk away. He didn't yell. Instead, he asked the man a question. "Why do you hate me?" The man didn't have an answer. That moment changed Daryl's life. He realized that conversation, not confrontation, could be a powerful tool. And so, Daryl made a decision. He would talk to the Klan. Most people thought he was crazy. He reached out to Roger Kelly, the imperial wizard of the KKK in Maryland, and asked for an interview. Through a white friend posing as his secretary, he arranged the meeting. The plan was simple. Don't yell, don't argue, just ask questions. When the door opened, Kelly stepped in, followed by a bodyguard, both wearing guns. Daryl greeted them calmly. "Daryl, come in. Have a seat." They sat, tense, cold. A Confederate flag pin glinted on Kelly's jacket. Daryl turned on his tape recorder. "Daryl, I want to understand you. Why do you think you're superior?" Kelly frowned. No one had ever asked him that without anger. They talked for hours about race, about history, about America. Kelly tried to justify his beliefs. Daryl pushed back with facts, with stories, with questions, but never with hate. When the interview ended, something strange happened. Kelly, "You know, you're not like other black people." Daryl, smiling, "Maybe you need to meet more." Kelly left, but he came back, again and again. They became acquaintances, then, incredibly, friends. Over the next few years, Daryl met dozens of Klan members, some hostile, some curious, many confused. He went to rallies, sat in kitchens, attended secret meetings. He was cursed at, threatened, mocked, but he never gave up, and one by one, they started to leave. Today, Daryl Davis has over 200 KKK robes in his closet, each one given to him personally by a Klansman who chose to walk away from hate. They come with stories. There's the Grand Dragon who invited Daryl to his wedding, the Imperial Wizard who called Daryl his best friend, the man who said, "You made me realize I was wrong." It wasn't easy. Some conversations took years. Others ended in shouting. But Daryl never raised his voice. He listened. He questioned. He understood. Daryl: I didn't convert anyone. I gave them a chance to hear themselves out loud. That's when the change happens. He never joined any activist group, never waved a protest sign. He just sat down with people who hated him and asked, why? In a world divided by race, politics, and fear, Daryl Davis chose the most radical path of all: empathy. Today, Daryl continues his mission. He speaks at schools, churches, prisons, even law enforcement agencies, teaching the power of dialogue. He's been featured in documentaries, books, and TV shows. But he doesn't care about fame. He cares about change. He knows the work isn't done. Hate still exists. Racism still festers. But so does hope. And every time someone says, "Because of you, I walked away from hate," Daryl knows. The risk was worth it. One man, one piano, one question. How can you hate me when you don't even know me? Maybe that's the question we all need to ask. Daryl Davis didn't end racism, but he proved something powerful. Change doesn't always come from shouting. Sometimes it comes from listening. If this story moved you, if it challenged you, then share it with someone who needs to hear it, because the world doesn't change through hate. It changes through heart. Like, comment, subscribe, and never forget. Even one person can make a difference.